While her older sister was already making a name for herself in Hollywood, it did not take long for Joan Fontaine to join the army of actresses trying to secure their moment of shine. On the contrary to the majority of budding actresses, Joan's shine lasted decades, all the way into the 90s. She and her sister, Olivia de Havilland, are the only sister duo to win the Best Actress Oscar. And as we progress through the history of Oscar's leading ladies, we will come to focus on Olivia's win too, that happened a few years later. So make sure to subscribe and watch all the other episodes of Oscar's leading ladies to really understand the variety of wonderful actresses. Now, let's find out why Joan was special and how she came to win the Oscar in 1942. The English, Tokyo-born younger daughter of the de Havillands lived between Japan and California. She took on her mother's maiden name to differentiate from her sister, Olivia, who kept the name de Havilland. She and her sister performed in local Californian stage productions since childhood. Joan, the fairer-haired and delicate-looking of the two sisters, got signed by Warner Brothers in 1934. Initially, she was in her sister's shadow, but quickly got a few films and stage appearances under her belt. Then moved on to RKO, where she starred in a chain of movies like A Million to One, the musical Damsel in Distress, which starred Ginger Rogers, and of course, The Women. When it was clear that Joan had great on-screen presence, she was cast in Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca in 1940. She was nominated for the Oscar in 1941 for her performance, but lost to Ginger Rogers, obviously. But 1942 was a huge year, because Joan teamed up once again with Hitchcock to bring Suspicion, co-starring Cary Grant. The movie brought a lot of attention and was a huge hit. Therefore, Joan's performance was nominated again at the 1942 Oscars. Let's not forget that Olivia was also nominated for Best Actress that year for Hold Back the Dawn. The two sisters, who obviously competed and quarreled, faced another big moment in their relationship. A moment that set off a lifelong feud between them. Because it was not Olivia, the older one and the more experienced one, who won the Oscar that year. It was Joan. Let's just say Olivia was not happy. That same year, the documentary category award was established into the Academy Awards too. For the 25-year-old Joan, this was a huge achievement, and she continued starring in big movies. But she kept getting the same type of role over and over again, that melodramatic and soppy blonde. When she was cast in I'll Be Seeing You in 1944, she protested and said that she was sick of playing the sad sack. A couple of years went by, and the newly remarried Fontaine started her own company with her husband William Dozier, named Rampart Pictures. And this big career move let Fontaine play in huge cinema successes like Ivy, The Letter from an Unknown Woman, and Born to Be Bad. She made many more throughout the 40s and 50s, and she has a huge filmography, and also TV and Broadway successes, in which she had acted along a string of other great actors like Anthony Perkins, who was in Hitchcock's Psycho, James Stewart, Deborah Kerr, and Harry Belafonte. I think a lot of people know of Joan Fontaine by her infamous sibling rivalry story with Olivia. She said this about Olivia. Olivia has always said I was first at everything. If I die, she'll be furious. Because again, I'll have got there first. And Joan did. But there is so much more than this overly publicized and media scrutinized story. Because Joan was an all-around talented actress who featured in all genres of film, TV, and stage. I think she had a good eye for quality material, and she just went for it. And on top of this, she was more than her career. She had an amazing long life. Her romantic family and child relationships were always rocky, but she was always self-assured and was proud of her achievements. She ended up being the only Oscar winner for all of the Hitchcock films. And she said this about her life. You know, I've had a hell of a life, not just the acting part. I've flown in an international balloon race, I've piloted my own plane, I've ridden in the hounds, and I've done a lot of exciting things.
You won an Academy Award as the Best Actress of the Year for your part in Suspicion. Can you describe what the whole of the ballyhoo of the Academy Awards was like?
Well, this was frightening to me because Olivia was up for it also.
Your sister?
And I never expected to get it. Had I not got it for Rebecca, I thought it's silly to think of it for Suspicion because they weren't comparable to me. And I was making a picture called The Constant Nymph. And Olivia called me that day, as did the head of the Screen Actors Guild, Jean Herschelt, and said, "You are coming?" I said, "No, I can't. I've got to get up at 5 in the morning. I'm going to be on the set until 6:30 tonight. I couldn't begin. I haven't any clothes to wear or anything else." So Olivia, and we were supposed to be enemies at this time, which is so ridiculous, brought a seamstress over and several lovely gowns that she had purchased for me, tried them on the set, and did all that. It was so sweet and so wonderful of her.
But the legend of you and your sister constantly feuding
Isn't it fun?
Has no foundation.
Oh, it has lots of foundation, but no fact. How's that? You like that?